All right, coming up next, speaking of a defensive player that plays great ball, we got to talk Elija Harmon because that dude can straight up ball.
Beast.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, and the #1 sports podcast network. Jay, the Oklahoma Sooners added 4-star defensive tackle Elija Harmon out of California to their 2027 recruiting class, a class that already ranked #1 in the nation, and they continue to build on it. Man, Elija Harmon's game is tailor-made for Brent Venables' defense.
It 100% is built for it. He is one of the additional Cali Sooners as they're going by the moniker. So shout out to Stacey Ford, the director of player personnel and retention. He's out there balling, and just the tape itself speaks for itself. He's a very disruptive, space-eating, 6'3", 300-pound interior guy, and this is him as a sophomore. He was out there just causing problems. I love watching him. Like I said, he just eats the space up. He makes teams have to work to get around him. I think he had like 80-something tackles as a sophomore and like 8 sacks, a whole bunch of tackles for loss. Dude's everywhere. And this is the kind of guy that we're looking for. This is another Jaden Jackson, Dominic Williams, one that's going to be the anchor of the interior part of your defense and be the one that, like I said, he eats up the space where the rest of your team can go out there and really be disruptive to the quarterback and the other team because they're scared that dude's going to be able to get there too. And that's the good part is even if he doesn't just eat up space for everybody else, he's going to find a way to the quarterback as well.
Yeah, so he's got everything that you'd want in the defensive tackle. He's got size already. He's listed, I've seen both 6'3", 300, 6'3", 290. So we'll just say he's around there. But he's going to have the opportunity to build on that frame and get up to that 320 area where they like Jaden Jackson, Dominic Williams. They want their defensive tackles at least to be north of 300. He can play both defensive tackle spots. He can line up as a 0 technique nose tackle /1 technique in that area. And like you said, just eat up space, take up blocks, be strong and physical at the point of attack in the run game. And then when it's, second down and long and you're thinking, hey, it could be run, it could be pass, he's somebody that can get to the quarterback and disrupt. That way he's got the athleticism, the agility to penetrate and disrupt the pocket, combined with that great play strength where he's just always moving guys backwards. So this is a big commitment, man. He's a top 200 player, according to 247 Sports, had big time Power 5 offers from the Big Ten and the SEC. And you get him out of Southern California where USC is trying to establish themselves and Oregon is trying to recruit that as well. And you are able to pull that out of the West Coast. Like, it's a fantastic recruiting job. And this kid is going to be something special for this team.
I agree. That last play, though, that I loved was him chasing down the quarterback. It reminds me so much of R. Mason Thomas when he was chasing Jeremiah Cobb when he was about to break out and be gone. R. Mason kind of got lost inside the shuffle, and Jeremiah Cobb found the hole and was about to break out. And the next thing you know is R. Mason's right behind him, gets the right angle and knocks him down. He pulled that exact same play out on the quarterback. So whenever you hear me talk about how we're looking for dudes with motors that are at the top of creme de la creme, we say that specifically because what Brent Venables is trying to build is a roster and a team of players that whenever they are on the field and the play goes the opposite way from them, they're still fighting to get themselves a part of it, because if it comes back their direction, there's no surprise as to them being able to make the stop because they're still in pursuit. And you're starting to see that more and more. A lot of the dudes that they're picking up are dudes that are constantly working, and I love that. That's the motor we're looking for, and Elija adds, honestly, to that team. And like you mentioned, that 2027 class, we can finally talk about it because it's real now. I don't consider a class real until the class before it signs. It is real. Now we can really dive into the 27s.
Yeah, we got a year until the early signing period for the 2027 class, but they've got 11 commitments now. Elija Harmon making number 11, the second defensive line commitment that they've added. They had Crew Jones commit just 8 days prior to Elija Harmon's commitment, and just it's awesome what they're building because, as you mentioned, man, the motor, the relentless. This is the part that Brent Venables talked about in his introductory press conference. We're going to have a relentless, suffocating defense, and that's what we're seeing on the field right now. And these are the guys that they continue to add because Elija Harmon has all of that in spades. Just a dude that just constantly is working. And when you're constantly working, good things are going to happen, or you're at least going to create good things either for yourself or for the guys around you. And again, he's one of those guys that can play either defensive tackle spots, which is going to make him incredibly valuable.
100%. That's going to make him, he's going to be one player that they're going to be like, we need more of this guy. And I expect
like he's a guy that could be a day one player, like at least a rotational player in the defensive tackle room.
Yes, he does build that. And the good thing too for him is coming in 27 that you either have Jaden Jackson and David Stone still there because they decide to come back for their senior year, or they're gone. It's going to be Trent Wilson, Brian Harris, Marcus Strong, right? You'll have an opportunity to actually rotate in and play more. And so for him, it's just really all about, what he wants. And the way that this defense is built, he's going to have an opportunity to play, and he'll be able to play with some additional veterans as well.
So that makes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue chip prospects that Oklahoma's added so far in the class. Caden Perry, Cooper Hackett, the offensive tackles, DeMar DeZern, the wide receiver, again, out of California, Crew Jones out of Utah, Mikhail McCreary out of San Antonio, Texas, and then Elija Harmon. But yeah, this is a class that's kind of being built from all over the country so far. And man, they're just doing really, really good work. Again, they ranked number 1 overall according to 247 Sports. And that's a great place to start. And they haven't locked in necessarily on their quarterback just yet.
Nope.
They haven't gone deep into their wide receiver pool. They're still got defensive back. I mean, there's a lot that's still to be done. I mean, they're going to add at least 14 or 15 more guys, and maybe even more given that the SEC raised that scholarship limit back up to 105 after being down to 85 for a year. So this could be another really, really good class for the Oklahoma Sooners.
And don't be surprised if they're very, very active in the transfer portal because of the 105 number. We need to add more bodies. We need more players. And now that we have the capabilities, we'll definitely take advantage of it. But no, this 27 class, Cali Sooners, man, Stacey Ford's out there working his tail off, man. He's getting people from across the country. Lake Dawson is also very active in all of this. This front office, man, is working. Jim Nagy has put together an elite front office staff that is probably going to have us continuously at the upper echelon going forward. Like, 26 didn't turn out as exciting as we wanted, but it still became basically a top 16 class. Yeah. They were able to really bring some of that stuff together. And I believe that for them, the bigger thing is going to be adding more portal guys that time around for the 26 era. But this 27 class is probably the start of the ones where it's going to be very heavy on the high schoolers, and then still only, piecemealing when they need additional players from there.
When we get to the offseason, Jay, we'll have to look at it and just say, hey, where are some areas we feel like they might need to attack in 2027 based on what we project the roster to maybe look like down the road a little bit? Because, every roster is going to be a little bit different. What you retain year to year is going to look a little bit different. And so you might have to go a little bit heavier one position than you might some others. So we'll get down. We'll add that to the off-season task list of things to discuss because we're going to have so much ball to talk about with Oklahoma still in the playoff. And again, with a great opportunity to make some noise. If they beat Alabama, they play Indiana, they beat Indiana, and that's going to be the Rose Bowl. We didn't touch on this, but a great opportunity for a little bit of Rose Bowl redemption if you can get past Alabama.
I was looking at my ticket the other day. Today I've been cleaning up my office. If you notice, nothing's really behind me. Been cleaning up, dusting things off, and came across my ticket at that Rose Bowl, and I'm just like,
it's time. It's time.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get over myself tonight. Tomorrow I'll feel different. It's still fresh on my soul. We'll see.
Yeah, we won't talk about exactly what happened in that one, but it's time
talk about
to
Bruno. No.
Yeah. It's time to redeem the Rose Bowl for Oklahoma. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer Sooner.